Welcome to Muslim Apologetics Australia. The FFAF Facebook page about atheism uploaded a picture and I'd like to comment on it. It says, "I'm an atheist, debate me." And it says, "Atheism, a faith that demands perfect evidence from others but no evidence from itself." Now here's a comment that was posted, and I'll do a counter rebuttal to that. So Jake Lee says, "That's because atheism makes no claim, at least agnostic atheism. Anyone who claims objective truth that there is no God has made a claim and should provide evidence. Agnostic atheism just says, I don't have evidence for or against God." Well, that may be true, but most of the atheists out there are militant atheists who do make the claim of certainty that there is no God. They don't say, "Oh, we don't know." So, why would they call themselves atheists? So this question is actually addressed to atheists and not agnostic individuals. So yes, atheists do make the claim. They say God 100% does not exist. Dawkins, for example, and that's Professor Richard Dawkins, he's the evolutionist. He says that he's certain that God does not exist, which is different from an agnostic, I agree, who simply says, "I don't know." So if you're from the branch of atheists who don't make a certainty claim, then better call yourself an agnostic rather than an atheist. So that question is actually addressed to atheists who make the claim of certainty. And if you're making the claim of 100% certainty, then you need to produce your evidence. That's exactly the creationist argument, which makes perfect sense. It's not against agnostics, rather it's against militant atheists who go around on social media and say, there is no God. Making that claim, there is no God, is the epic statement of the atheist. That is the prime statement of the atheist when they make, there is no God. That is an absolute statement, rather than, I don't know whether there is a God. But you'd hardly see them say that. Most of the time they'll say, there is no God, period, full stop. So if they make a claim of certainty, then they have to produce their evidence. Just like they require creationists to produce their evidence. Of course, another atheist, when he couldn't handle the response, he says, and they always bring up this, this is mainstream for atheists. They say, "I don't believe in Harry Potter because I don't have enough evidence for his existence, but I don't make the claim he doesn't exist." Perfect, just perfect, he says. And he has a bit of a giggle about it. So the response is, Harry Potter, a comparison to a creator? How about comparing a creator to nothing, which atheists believe magically created this universe? So who is the silly one? Atheists believe in more magical things than Harry Potter. A universe from that nothing that guided itself makes perfect sense. Amazing. And just in case some atheists say, "Oh, we don't say it's nothing." Oh, yes, you do. You say prior to the Big Bang, it came from nothing. And of course, you'll have some theories of evolutionists to say, "Oh, it came from a multi-universe," but that ought to have come from something as well, which ought to have been nothing. So again, it's a regress, and a regress has to begin from something. It always has a beginning. Which comes to two conclusions. Either it is from absolute nothing, which is completely magical, or you'd have to believe that that something in the beginning was uncreated and had no beginning nor end, and he was God that brought the universe into existence. Now, you may turn around and say, "Oh, that's magical." Well, the counter of, yes, I agree, it's magical. God does magical things, right? But if you want to accuse God of being magical, then you have to accept the flip side, that your universe or matter or whatever was created from nothing. And that's even more magical. And of course, the atheist cannot prove a eternal universe. It doesn't exist. An eternal universe doesn't exist. What we know from our observations is the universe had a beginning. Therefore, it had a cause. And to claim that it came from nothing is beyond being magical, beyond making Harry Potter look like nothing, absolutely nothing. The atheist mentality is, if they accept and concede to the fact that it came from nothing, then that is more magical. And the fact of the matter is, this universe has all these complex elements. They say it had no guidance. It basically worked itself out. So what's more magical? To believe a creator designated, created everything, systematically ordered everything, or everything randomly mutated and organized itself? All the living cells in your body, all your human functions, all of it just organized itself magically through evolution. It just came together perfectly and created a human being. And you want to talk about us creationists who believe in hocus pocus and magical things. Really? Really? Okay. Have a good hard look at yourself.